Hi, I'm Jeff Spinoga. I'm the CEO of Exploits Discovery. We're exploring for high-grade gold in the beautiful province of Newfoundland. Our latest drill results just came out, which confirms the continuity of the gold mineralization at our saddle zone, which also extends north along our Bullseye property. These results mark the successful completion of our fourth drilling campaign at Bullseye and include a standout intercept of 25 grams per ton over 1.6 meters and further extends the horseshoe gold zone at depth. So with 20,000 meters of drilling complete so far at Bullseye, we've delineated two high-grade gold zones called Horseshoe and Saddle. And the recent resource announced by Newfound Gold, our neighbor, which extends over about a 5 kilometer distance, is situated immediately south of our Bullseye property, which further underscores the significance and potential of our 10 plus kilometers of claims along this highly prospective Appleton Fault Zone. Going forward, the company is very well positioned with over $4 million in cash and no debt. Ken, our VP of Exploration, is going to walk you through our drill results and also our overall program that we've completed at Bullseye. So over to you, Ken.
Hey there, my name's Ken Tiley. I'm the Vice President of Exploration with Exploits Discovery. I was hoping I could take a few minutes of your time, give you a run through of what we've been up to lately. This is an aerial photograph looking northwards of our Bullseye property that's near the town of Appleton on the Trans-Canada Highway in central Newfoundland. You can see the Gander River there working its way up towards the beautiful Atlantic shoreline. Back in the fall, we mobilized to drill into the western flank of the Appleton Fault Zone as it cuts across our property. We are quite excited about this. This is a first for us. Totally new rocks on that side of the fault zone that we haven't drilled yet. We were very fortunate. We were able to see visible gold in a few occurrences. And hopefully you saw our press release in February. We had details in there of our intercepts, including hole number 30, where we saw 25.4 grams per ton over a core length of 1.6 meters. Well, after the Christmas break, we brought major drilling back in, but this time to the eastern side of the Appleton Fault Zone. We are going to follow up on our previous discoveries of high-grade mineralization at Saddle and Horseshoe. We laid out 5 holes immediately north of those two zones and started drilling. Well, the results have come back from Eastern Analytical over the past few weeks, and we're excited to share them. You can see those stars indicating the locations of our Saddle Zone and our Horseshoe Zone. The results in those yellow call-out boxes on the right-hand side show some of the encouraging assays that we received from sampling our core from those 5 holes that are laid out north of those two discoveries. Look at, we've got several values in the half gram to 1 gram range. We even have one reaching up to 4.6 grams per ton from hole number 4. For us, this is encouragement that the zones are through going. They continue northwards. This is what the core looks like. No surprise here, incredibly deformed, brittle, ductile deformation that have been treated by long-lived multi-stage veining. This is very typical of orogenic veining, no matter if you're in Australia or in Timmins or even now down in central Newfoundland. Look at the incredible amounts of deformation there. I just love that stuff. Here's another one of my favorite photographs from this past winter. Look at that quartz vein there, that 20 centimeter quartz carbonate vein. Look at those chunks of wall rock that have been ripped off and carried along, tumbled along as the vein intruded into those voids. And here's a third photograph of the core from hole number 4 from this winter time. In that hole, our geologists were able to pick out some very fine-grained arsenopyrite and pyrite, and we believe this was the source of the elevated assays. You can see that sample ran 0.51 grams over the 1.1 meter core length. You got to usually have sulfides or visible gold to get the encouraging values in central Newfoundland. This is what our core shack looks like on a snowy day in middle of January. Our geologists are laying out the core and getting it ready for logging. We're very fortunate. We've been able to find numerous locations of visible gold throughout our various drilling programs on Bullseye. I thought I'd run through a couple slides and show you that. Our very first hole that we drilled back in 23, we were so fortunate. We saw some nice coarse gold. You can see it there on that inset photograph on the right-hand side. That actually contributed to a 14.2 gram per ton value over a half a meter. You can see the veining there and how chopped up the host rocks are. That's the influence of the nearby Appleton Fault Zone. And look at that, the final hole of 2024. 2 years later, we get hole number 30 with a nice little cloud of visible gold there next to that little clod of fine sulfides. That ran 25.4 grams over 1.6 meters. So this sort of summarizes our success from the past winter. We saw visible gold, we saw localized zones of veining. We're very fortunate we got some values in the order of 4.6 grams per ton from several holes. So we're confident that we can extend this mineralization to the north of the existing high-grade discoveries at Saddle and Horseshoe. Please stay tuned. We'll certainly fill you in as the property proceeds.